Howdy folks, welcome aboard the channel. I'm Don, this is Rockin' the Country. Thanks for returning if you've been around. Some of you folks have been here since the inception of the channel almost 8 years ago. So it's a fun journey for all of us, keeping the traditional country music and artists going, as well as independent traditional, neo-traditional artists going too. But non-pop country, that's what we do here. And John Conlee's Mama's Rockin' Chair. I don't know the song, but it's a gift request from Kyle Perkins. Kyle made a gift to the channel for me to do this one. So Kyle, thank you for that gift, my friend. And so let's just see it. I don't know the song. Mama's Rocking Chair. Man, you could do a lot with that. But this sounds like it's going to be in the vein of like Lynyrd Skynyrd's Simple Man, like where Mama dispenses with advice. But why is it a rocking chair? Obviously, she's older. That's always the implication of a rocking chair. It's never kids frolicking and falling off of one. It's always an older person dispensing with advice. Oh, it's upbeat, sort of like happy-ish. So Mama's not dying.
When I think of my childhood days, growing up in a small town USA, the fondest of my many memories is that front porch rocking chair.
Yeah.
And all of us children gathered there, waiting our turn to climb up on Mama's knee. With her imagination, around the world she'd take us with the stories of the places she knew we'd never see.
She wasn't old. But, I mean, don't you always picture a rocking chair on the front porch? Like, whenever I hear rocking chair, I do picture it on a porch. It's funny. I didn't realize that until he sang this. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's exactly where I pictured it. But I did not picture her being younger with the little kids climbing on her lap. So she's not old.
In Mama's rocking chair, she could take us anywhere. To a tropical island or a snow-covered mountain or a desert caravan. We sail the ocean and climb the Eiffel Tower. We went 1,000,000 miles an hour. We traveled everywhere in Mama's rocking chair.
Now, why not Papa's rocking chair? Because you know that was an option.
I got a wife and some kids of my own. Every Saturday morning they sit at home, gathered around, their eyes glued to the screen.
Yeah.
Around the world they go, in living color and stereo, but they may never get to know the thrill imagination brings. In Mama's rocking chair, she could take us anywhere, to a tropical island or a snow-covered mountain or a desert caravan. We'd sail the ocean and climb the Eiffel Tower. We went 1,000,000 miles an hour. We traveled everywhere in Mama's rocking chair. In Mama's rocking chair.
You could say whatever she wanted.
Take us anywhere,
Yup.
to a tropical island or a snow-covered mountain or a desert caravan. We sail the ocean and climb the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. That's an. There's a lot really going on in there. I mean, it's obviously about imagination. and the human connection. Like here in the story, he has kids of his own and they watch TV, and that's how they travel the world. And things change. We know it, but now you're watching a tube and you've got less interaction. And I guess in the last 20 years, with the proliferation of video games and kids are doing this, it's even less interactive with other people. And psychologists and sociologists and social psychologists and stuff do studies on these things to see what's the impact on human behavior, not morality, but human behavior when a given phenomenon happens. And in this case, kids are not interacting with others as much as they used to, or in the way in which is originally depicted in the song, where Mama's sharing these stories, but the kids are all gathered round. So there's that social component with the kids hearing a story. And then when Mama's done telling her stories, the kids go play, and maybe they talk about what they just heard about the desert caravan or something. But it's more, I don't know, earthy, if you will, than electronic. And in that sense, more natural. But we introduce things into our worlds. I mean, we introduce plastic. I mean, we just take it for granted now. That's perfectly normal. Or cell phones and such. And these are not normal, natural things. These are recent developments. And we all have our thoughts on whether it's good or bad, or partly good or partly bad. Now parents can spy on their kids and know where their kids are at all times because they can put an app on the phone that tracks their kids. And that sounds wonderful when your kid's 12, but parents are doing it to their kids in college. They know if their kids are going to class or not. And it's like, when are you going to let your kid grow up? Well, when are you going to let your kid make his or her own mistakes and learn from them? That's how we do it. But this one is an ode to the imagination. And I thought about country songs, or really songs in general, but for me, the country songs that don't say too much. They leave a lot up to the imagination, or where you can insert your own life experience into it. Some songs leave out, put in every single detail. And some songs work because all the details are provided. But the songs that I've just discovered this obviously I have a lot of songs I've reacted to. But the ones that I like a lot tend to be the ones that leave things open-ended. Because it takes a lot of guts in a song to leave out a lot of details. The tendency as a writer, as a songwriter, as a lyricist, is to put more in so that you know what's being said. The more challenging thing is, what can I put in that guides the listener in a certain direction to evoke a feeling, but where they can insert their own life experience into it? Now, that's a special talent. And that's the difference between Mama's rocking chair and television. Television shows exactly what you're supposed to see. The lion attacking the hyena. Now, those are pretty cool videos to watch. They're dramatic. They're natural. It's the way it is on the plains of Africa or wherever they're showing the video. But if Mama's telling the story from a rocking chair about the lions and the hyenas, it's different. You're sort of analogizing it to the bully at school or what have you. And there's a difference, and it does spur the imagination. So, Kyle, that was fun. I mean, that was, instrumentally, it was, it was the up tempo. It sort of maintained it. I don't know what I would do differently with it instrumentally. It wasn't a complainy, whiny song. I think that's what they were going for. They didn't want it to be a song of lamentation, more a song of awareness in a way. Are we losing our imaginations? Are we doing too much to kids where they don't experience life in their own minds? Because you got to allow that, rather than guiding them into everything that we want to guide them into. And they need guidance, that's obvious, but you got to give them their space to just imagine, just to play with their toys, come up with names and scenarios for their toys. I mean, you could give kids a bag of rocks and they'll come up with games. They might even invent a new game of checkers or chess. So, all right, I'm going to rate this song. And the number that popped into my head was an 8.7, merely because it made me wonder different things, but it did speak of something that's vitally important, and that is allowing kids to imagine, because I haven't lost that either at older as I get further along in life. That's where entrepreneurship comes from. That's where songwriting comes from. That's where a lot of things come from. It comes from the human imagination. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video and keep rocking the country.